Nicole O'Neill once said, when you find the courage to use your voice, it has the power to positively inspire and change the lives of others. It is one of the special gifts you have to offer the world. It is something to be cherished and championed, never hidden. And that is why we are here on Your Voice, Your Impact. I am the energetic EJ. I am a life and transformational coach, and I work with women aged 40 and above to turn their abandoned dreams into achievable goals by activating their voice for impact. I'm also a podcaster and an event host. On this show with me is
Great, so amazing. The goal of this show is to help people use their voices to create impact. I am a physicist and a life coach. What I do for my clients is I help them build systems to achieve their goals whilst having fun doing it. On this show, we discuss topical issues that can inspire you to move. Like, subscribe, and share. Welcome aboard.
All right, welcome on board. Thank you so much for joining us again today. Yes. I know October is packed, and it's not just for Your Voice, Your Impact show. It's also for the world at large. October is that month that there is a lot of talks around health and wellness. You have the whole month is Pink October, dedicated to creating awareness for breast cancer. So, dear ladies, I hope that you've gone for your checks. There's been a lot of initiatives going on around the world to do your checks, and to just be sure that you are on the safe side, right? There's also the mental health month. It's also one of the days in October, talking about creating more awareness about mental health, but also sort of wellness. So your fitness, your mind, your body, your spirit, okay? So we decided to latch on that with these pop-up sessions to talk about wellness. And so far we've talked about art psychotherapy. We've talked about, I think, mental health as well. We've also talked about domestic violence and how people are dealing with that and how it affects our mental health. And today, possibly our final session in this pop-up session, we're talking about surviving cancer or overcoming breast cancer. And we have a survivor, a warrior with us today. But before we bring her up on the show, hello, Gracie. How are you doing today? I know it's been a long month, but yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, I'm happy and I'm just excited. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's your video is lagging a bit, but we can hear you. We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, so I think in the course of the show, I'll pop out to get. I can hear you, and I'm hoping that you can hear me as well. I guess we just bring the guest on the show while I sort
out your
this
network
out. So okay, I might just pop out and pop back in. It's just to ensure that my but okay. I'm good. I'm good.
All right. No worries at all. Let's hope that the network is going to allow us have a fantastic conversation today. So like I was saying, we have a guest in the house. We call her Mama Mo or Lady Mo, but her name is Modupe Omonze. She is the founder of Runway Dubai, one of the biggest fashion shows in the UAE. She's a fashion designer with years and years of experience. She works with upcoming fashion designers and partners with universities here that offer fashion designing courses like Middlesex, Amity universities, and so much more. And she's also very particular about sustainability. And so, when the big C hit, it was like, whoa, this is heavy. But she fought and she overcame. And so we were so delighted to have her on the show today to share with us her story, but not just share her story, but to also speak to us as women based on her experience to some of the things that, she would tell us as women to take better care of ourselves. So without further ado, I'll bring up on this virtual stage our beautiful guest, Lady Mo. That is Modupe Omonze. Hello.
just as you've introduced me, my dogs decided
Sunshine.
to Sunshine,
She,
stop it. Stop it. Come say hello. Come say
Sunshine
hello.
is celebrating. It's like, yeah, that's my mama. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean,
So
this introduction.
beautiful, so cute.
So beautiful. I know. Say thank you. Just as you've introduced me so beautifully. Thank you so much, EJ. I really appreciate that. Welcome. And thank you, Gracie. Gracie, lovely to meet you. And I'm really happy to share my story.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't know where
you.
you want me to start, but just,
No worries.
just,
We'll guide you.
just
We'll
take it
guide the
over.
conversation.
Thank
But thank
you.
you. Thank you for saying yes, really. And
Mhm.
I know, yeah, it's something to go through a thing. It's another thing to share that journey over and over and over again. And I know that since this battle was won, you've been a very a strong voice and an
Mm,
advocate, that has appeared on multiple platforms just to share your story. So it's a blessing to have you here today to share on our platform. I'm
thank
gonna
you.
let's go dive right into the conversation to say, like, what was it like when you first got that message? What was your experience? How was it for you?
Um, I feel like I was low key expecting it. Just because of the journey before. I had gone for a mammogram, and I felt the lump myself, So I had gone for a mammogram after that, and it was negative. They said, "You're fine, just go home." And so a few weeks later, the lump was still there. So I said, okay, let me do an ultrasound and still check. And the same story, but why is the lump still there? You know, I know my body. That's why I'm an advocate for women understanding their bodies, listening, being very, really intentional and attentive to any changes. So I wasn't backing down. I said, this lump gotta go. And so I called my uncle, who is also a doctor in the UK, and I said, "Uncle, this is the situation. What should I do?" And he said, "You know what? If you're not happy, go and do an MRI. I know your insurance is not going to pay for that, but just go do it." And I went, sure enough, I went for an MRI and they found something. So my journey started after that when I got the news. And I said, okay, let's attack it. It's devastating, but what's next? Let's fight. I was ready.
I love it. I think that on its own,
Yeah.
it's inspiring in itself. Just the fact that you knew yourself enough, you were
Mm,
aware enough to know that
mm,
something has shifted in your body, in your
yeah,
physique. So I can just imagine how aware you are. Because if you're able to notice something on your external body, it means
mm,
that you're also aware when there's a shift in your energy, in your mindset, in your thinking to
yeah,
catch it. And I think that's such a
absolutely.
beautiful, teachable moment right there. Like you said, be
Yeah.
aware, be very
Yeah.
intentional, like take take stock of
Yeah.
yourself daily so that you're able to know when things shift. But the second thing I heard from this short clip that you've just given to us is trusting your guts
Mm,
and just continuing to hit, like, because you could have also passed it along, like, okay, I've done first test, nothing, I've done
yeah.
second test, nothing, let's leave it. But your
Yeah.
gut said, mm-mm, this lump is there, I want
Mm,
to be super crystal clear sure. And that's how come. And I think that's where your battle began, like, if you are there, I want to know you are there and I want to deal with you. And that is such a powerful mindset to
yeah.
just be aware of. But I'm going to pass the mic on to Gracie to just continue the conversation. Gracie, over to you.
Can you hear me? Just confirm you can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear. We can.
Oh, great. So I'm just going to shoot right into my question. Would you say that you have when if we have to put it like fearlessness, if you were to rate being fearless when found in situations like this, what would you call yourself? Are you a fearless person, or are you someone that, yes, even though I'm afraid, I do it afraid? Or what would you call yourself in terms of that part? How would you call yourself? What would you rate yourself in terms of that word, fearless, fearlessness, and all of that? What would you rate yourself?
I feel like because when something like cancer is involved, we're human, and it will be hard to say, it's the unknown. So it would be very hard to say I was fearless or I had a little fear. I cannot really quantify the kind of fear or kind of fear that I had when I was told, given the news, because I was stepping into the unknown. Uh, Gracie is still there? Oh,
The
okay. We
network
lost
is still
Gracie.
misbehaving. Yes, yes, but please go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, I had fear and doubts, and because I was stepping into the unknown, but I was ready to fight. So what would you say? There are different types of fighters, there are different types of people that have you would say a positive mindset, but how positive, So yes, I did have a positive mindset. I was ready to fight, but how how much was a fighter? How much a fighter
We're
was I? You
here.
understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
I took the faith. The faith came, and then I continued to fight as much as I could, and
Mm.
I'm here today. So I don't know how to rate myself as a warrior, but yeah, I'm here today, and
You fought.
very thankful to the universe. I really
You
fought.
fought.
And maybe somebody else might come and say, she fought? What? But to me, I'm a fighter, and I'll keep fighting.
Absolutely.
Not just for me, for you, for
Yes.
everyone else that is inspired by my story and my journey.
Mm,
So
I
yeah,
love it. I love it.
yeah,
It's almost like when you're in the picture, when you're in the frame, you don't see the picture, right? So in that
absolutely,
moment, you can't even like that's the last thing on your mind. Like, see, I don't even know how afraid I am or how much strength I
yeah,
have. But in this moment,
exactly.
I'm going to conjure all the strength I have,
Let me
right?
take it on. Yeah, as best as I can. Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But as you went through that journey, take us through the journey. What was it for you? How were you able to stay strong? I know you were facing it by faith and all of that, but were there other factors, were there external factors that just helped you go through the process or through the journey? And as you share your story, maybe just drop some hints of lessons that came to you as you went through that journey.
Yeah. Um, to be honest, without family, I couldn't have been here. I couldn't do it. My family stepped up and out for me and was ready to fight with me, and they did. So family was everything through it all. And another very, it might be different for everybody else, but for me, being able to journal and being able to tell my story already on my platform was therapeutic for me. And being able to, I mean, it's not about sympathy, it's not about likes or comments, at the back of my mind, I felt like I was helping someone, or I was going to be like, there was going to be someone that needed to hear my story. So that pushed me to keep telling my story online, to keep going for events and speaking at events, even when I was going through it all. So yeah, that really helped me.
I love it. I love it. Like family and then you journaling. And not just journaling in the sense of journaling like just writing, because I knew you
Absolutely.
were carrying us along the journey when you went for
Mm,
your chemo, you know.
mm.
I remember at the last chemotherapy session you had, you did it live. Like I'm going for my
Yes.
my final chemotherapy
Yeah.
and I'm going
Mhm.
live with it. And
Yeah.
and that was brave. As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, that was really brave. But now
Yeah.
hearing it from you and
Yeah.
kind of understanding what was going on at the back of your mind, it was
Yeah.
therapy for you. It
Yes.
wasn't cloud chasing, it wasn't just to make noise, but it was, see, I cannot carry all of these things in my head. I cannot
Mm,
just be thinking about it alone. By
mm.
sharing it, it's almost like you spread the burden, but at the
Yeah.
same time, in spreading the burden, you were also spreading inspiration and
Yeah.
light and hope to people who are going through it silently and getting strength from you to say, wow, if she can do it, then
Mm.
maybe I can as well. So thank you so much for sharing that journey with us.
Thank
Grace,
you, Nina.
welcome back. I know it's like this network, if I slap you, but
Mm.
Yeah, so switch I had to switch
the
back to
network.
Wi-Fi. So yeah,
Okay.
when I was asking my question, did you catch it? Did you
Yes,
catch
she
the
did, and she
question?
answered it, and she was like, she didn't know in the moment, like so she can't rate it, but
Okay,
she just knew she showed up every
okay,
day and
okay.
fought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to I love the warrior spirit. I want you to talk about the importance of, and moving, shifting away from the big C now to other areas, and then tying it up, because your story is beyond just going through cancer and overcoming cancer. So
Yeah.
what would you say to someone that was faced with a challenge? It could be anything, and how important it is to have the warrior mentality, and what can be helpful to be to have the mentality, and the things that could help to to what's the word I'm looking for, to strengthen that warrior mentality.
Sunshine is disturbing. No worry, she's having the mic muted so that the dog will not interfere. It's fine. Sunshine can come on the show. Ah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on LinkedIn, on
Sunshine likes,
Instagram.
Sunshine is
Sunshine likes the
actually
screen.
living up
She
to
wants
her
to
name.
shine.
I mean, on his name. I'm Sunshine. I feel shine.
Yeah. She she is disrupting the whole situation. Um, hold on one second.
No problem. All right. So thank you so much for joining us on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and on YouTube. If you're there and you have a question for Mo, please, you can type it in the comment section, and we're going to take your question for her before the end of this conversation. But if you also have an experience of you going through a challenging season and you want to share something that took you through, please also be free to drop it in the comment section. All right. Yes.
Okay, so we were at what advice do I have for someone going through something? Sorry, I was a little bit distracted, but was that the question?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Um, like I was saying, I was answering your first question when I said I don't know how it will be for other people, especially with culture. Some people look at cancer as a taboo. And so the way I would advise one person is totally different from the way I would advise another person. Like how I said I was telling everyone my story and journaling and going around being like that voice for someone, like exactly what I'm doing right now. But I want to say, general advice, I would say um, it's just better to advise someone to put their all in fighting. They're not giving up, you know. Um, it's easy to say when you say it, put that positive mindset, but who is helping you around have that positive mindset? My husband was always like, I never used to watch Trevor Noah, you know, I never used to watch him, but my husband liked him and he would put it on and he would say, he's really funny. Come, let's laugh. Or, you know, at the end of the day, I find myself laughing even when I was crying a minute ago, you know, so that, that was a really important part of my journey, you know, and it's difficult to say to someone, to advise someone unless you're really close to the person. I was saying to some students the other day, when someone tells you you have cancer, don't say, I'm sorry, it's wrong. And they were interested. They're like, Miss, so what do we say? So I was like, just look them in the eye, hold their hands, and what can I do to help? You know, but that first thing you say, I'm sorry, it's not good. It's not a great message. You might think it's a good message you're sending across, but to us, yeah, it's depressing.
Wow, I'm learning that for the first time. So thank you for sharing that, because I think that
So
would have
it's more
probably
or
been my
less like
default response.
the pity party. No room for pity parties. Is that it? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because you remember you said positive, you know, you want to spread the word or try to help someone, advise someone what to do. They need to stay out of negativity, you know. So that alone, saying, okay, I told somebody this and the person says this, it's kind of depressing. And then you go back into your shell. You understand what I mean? But when you know someone is ready to fight with you, someone wants to hold your hand, you want to say more. You want to be comfortable. You understand? And that's where it starts. That's where the journey starts of healing. You know, but when people keep on saying, I'm sorry, it brings you down. It's depressing. Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? I remember I had cough one time and I was going with a colleague to the office. So for every time I coughed, he would say sorry. I would cough, he would say sorry. At some point, I was just praying for the cough not to come because I was tired of counting the number of sorries. You know, I was just like, oh, I was like, don't come. Because for me, I felt I was making him uncomfortable for telling me sorry at the slightest cough. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. I couldn't wait to get down. And you know what? When we were going back home, I didn't join him back home. I took another route.
Oh
I found
no.
my way home without, just
Wow.
because, so for me at the time, I was I
Mm.
was making him uncomfortable, for each time I coughed, he would say sorry. I counted, it was like 20. You know how cough can be, when it's just fresh and it's just coming. And I was just kind of like, no, not one
Yeah.
more sorry, please. So I totally understand that bit. I get that
Mm.
bit. But then
Mm.
again, to sort of balance this, and I like how you answered when you different strokes for different folks. So you
Yeah.
cannot give a generalized advice.
Mm.
However, I know that some people might seem insensitive when there's someone that is going through something, and they come up with, you know what, let's get up, let's do this. You're trying to, ginger them, for lack of a better word to use. You're trying to stir that, you can do it, you can do it. For some
Yeah.
people, they might, say that, how insensitive is that?
Mm,
So
mm,
there's always this struggle of
mm.
wanting to be empathetic, and on the other hand wanting to stir up some fire, on the other hand. So it's a difficult, it's quite difficult to know. That's where awareness is important, knowing who you're dealing with and how you're able to speak the language that is necessary to help them, per time. So this is to ask this question around awareness and
Mm.
knowing how to genuinely help. Meaning that, okay, you're not friends with certain people, but you
Yeah.
genuinely, want to be of help. How can you don't know this person that much, but the person coincidentally is in your space and you want to help? What are the first three things that can put you in that position to know how to help such a person that you don't really know? I mean, your family, they know what you like, what you don't like, they know what they would say that would, get you upset. But how would you be able to do that with someone you don't necessarily know, but you found yourself in the space of that, you found yourself in that person's space? What are the key things that one should look out for, that you're able to balance and you're not, overly doing certain things that can, irritate them? What are the things to look out for?
I will tell you a real scenario where I went for a yoga class when I was doing chemo, and and I met this girl. Coincidentally, we had the same exact diagnosis, same, and and we had a common friend that did not have cancer. And we are really close to her. Like, people will think she has cancer because we're so close to her, because she's such a positive light. You know how she got closer was just sending us videos, only positive videos of victorious cancer fighters. That was how she was able to, like, get us so close. And people see us together and think, oh, okay, they have something in common. But no one even knows that the third girl does not have cancer, does not have any history, not even anyone in her family. So that is someone that is thoughtful, and there are many other scenarios where you could, just help someone without really stepping onto the sensitive side, or but it's important to be careful and intentional. Even there's self-help books on how to help someone, or how to get close to someone that is going through similar situations. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
love, I
much.
love, I love that answer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not trying to flog this too much. It's just that, as Grace was, painting that scenario, you answered so beautifully. Is to say, on the flip side are those who just freeze.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know how to deal. They don't know what to do. They just like, okay.
Mm.
And so for them, the first thing is avoidance. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I'll just keep quiet and just be. What would you say
Yeah.
to such a person to help them? And this is not even just about cancer, it's about grief, it's about any news that is devastating. They just freeze. And avoidance is the thing, they just disappear out of the scene. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say. I don't want to be too sensitive. How would you help this kind of people? Like, you don't have to freeze, but you can do this and this and that.
I know about avoiders all so well because I had so many friends. Now I have so little. And I forgive everyone because I know it's not it's not intentional. It's very hard for someone to say, oh, that person is dying, and then the person is a friend of yours, and the person is like, oh, what do I say to her? You know, it's very hard. The avoiders have not gone through it before or have not had any experience before. So each and every one has a different scenario where it's just not their fault. So I forgive them and I understand. Some I reach out to, you know, I go, I know what you're going through, and it's okay. Don't stay away, you know. And then some I let them be. So Ejiro is like, what? You know, but yeah, it is tough. It is, I'm sure we all are guilty of being an avoider, one time or the other. But the honest truth is not our fault, but we can actually do better by listening and going and studying about what to do. We have so many, I realize there's so many books out there that can help, that can, like now, someone listening can hear me talk and say, oh, is that what to do? Oh, it's that, you know, how I should approach the person. So it's important to be intentional, to reach out to people with, even if you don't anticipate having a friend or a guardian or someone in your family to have anything or to go through anything. We are all in this world where we're not going to be here forever, where one person is going to be facing a situation or two. So how are you going to be able to step in to help, or to step in to be that light in the darkness? So yeah.
Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. And thank you for your great heart. Because I honestly, like you said, we all feel guilty. I
Yeah.
can say I'm guilty to some extent because when it comes to grieving and
Yeah.
I just freeze like, oh my God, okay, oh, what am I?
Yeah.
I could think I'm good with words, but again, it's like because I've also been in situations where you think you are consoling, just like you said earlier on, like, and I've learned that one now. I
Yeah.
know I'm just going to say, how can I support you, rather than say, oh, I'm so sorry, because again,
Yeah.
so again, it's like, even at the same time, hearing that now, to say that if I say I'm so sorry, sometimes it might
Yeah.
just like, okay, I don't know if it's going to be insensitive, so I'll just keep quiet,
Mhm.
right? But like you said,
Mm.
we're learning and learning every day. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that.
No
With
problem.
the advocacy for this, coming
Mhm.
to the health part, what are some of the things that you've learned on your journey that could help people, or especially women, maybe stand in the position of prevention? What are some things, whether it's diets, lifestyle changes, that could help them in prevention?
There's so many things that factor what is going on right now with me. First things first, I was able to read more about it, and 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 go through the do's and the don'ts, But one thing I realized is not it's not one size fits all. It's your body composition. Everyone is different. And that's why the three categories of breast cancer. There's the hormonal one, and then there's the triple negative. I'm going too deeply into it, but so different factors are what causes breast cancer. And it does not have, there's sometimes when you go and read, they say take a lot of turmeric. And in another scenario, too much of turmeric might be dangerous for someone else that has another type of cancer, breast cancer. So what I did with my diagnosis and pathology, I went through a real study of why I have this type of cancer, this subtype of cancer, and what I need to do to prevent, you know. But I followed everything, but I still had a reoccurrence. So that's what really made me think that your cells are different, and that's how differently people take different things, medication, food. But what has worked for me, having said all of that, is journaling exactly what works, studying my body, knowing how I feel when I take something, I wake up and how I feel. I am so intentional with that. I have a diary beside my bed. Monday, what did I take? What medication did I use today? So everything has made me narrow down my new way of life and the way I do things now. Even with exercise and just, routine, that routine is totally different. In the past, I would work out like crazy. EJ knows that. But I wasn't following a routine. Today is yoga. Tomorrow is climbing the mountain. Next tomorrow is, so I was just excited about doing everything and anything. But now I'm like, I'm not going to stress my body. I'm just going to do exactly what my body needs. And I do know what my body needs.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Intentionality cannot be overemphasized in any
Yeah.
situation. And I love it. Just in stock and being intentional. That is so lovely. Yes, Gracie, you wanted to say something. So beautiful.
Yes, I want to ask about emotional states. What would you say is the relevance or the connection of emotions and emotional states of someone in relation to cancer? From your research and what you've learned, how would you connect both? Yeah.
Like I said before, there's some people, the level of stress that I can take, someone else cannot take it. So it's not one thing might go for you, it might not go for the other person. So my level of stress, yes, I found out that I had a lump in my breast just after Expo. I was very busy, but I wouldn't say that's what caused the cancer. No. So having said that, there's some cancers that are caused by extreme stress. And the studies have shown that, especially with women. There's so many women that have either lost someone and at the same time gone through something else. And at the next thing they know, they're being diagnosed with cancer. So the studies have shown that. That's why people go out there and say, especially doctors go out there saying, don't be stressed. But I know some people, maybe men, that have gone through stress and still not had anything. So it's your body composition and it's the way you handle stuff. And yeah, that's all I can say with that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wanted to speak to women now specifically. What will be your message as we're wrapping up this session quickly to say that, October is dedicated to awareness and all of that. And I know that, maybe in this climate that we're in, there's a lot more of awareness and initiatives and programs that kind of almost like incentivize incentive is it incentivize? I mean incentivize incentivize people to want to step out.
Intensify.
No, not even intensive. No, it's incentive. When you add incentive to something to encourage people to do something. So that's what I'm trying to, that's the word. So I don't know if it is incentivize or incentives, whatever, but you get what I mean, right? So there are programs here, like I know that throughout this month in the UAE, different programs are like, come, free breast cancer, free breast checkup, come and do this, come and do that. But even at that, from the climb I'm coming from, like from back home Nigeria, even if you offer it for free, some people will be like, please, oh, the thing you don't know cannot kill you. People are just so afraid. Like, are we not? That's why people don't go for checkup. Like, please let me not check. What you don't know cannot kill
Yeah.
you. If I don't know, do you see?
Yeah.
But what would be your general advice for women? I mean, October, the whole of October has been dedicated to this, but does it end in October? Or what should be the stance of every woman? What would be your advice?
My advice is very simple. Women should take charge of their health. No one can do it for you. Imagine that I went to mammogram. Imagine that I went to ultrasound. And I was really pushy about, finding out what was going on in my body. The foreign object was what I called it. And women need to listen and be attentive and intentional about just living. And like we talked about stress just now. What is your stress level? If you do not know your stress level, you don't know the threshold, then you are going to be in trouble. Because speaking about myself, I did not know my stress level. I did not know where to draw the line. I am stressed. I'm stressed. Sometimes I wouldn't even sleep. I would be working. I didn't know I was damaging my health, and then after working throughout the night, I'm out there running in the morning and I'm thinking I'm trying to be healthy, but no, I was damaging my health. I wasn't paying attention. I was on autopilot, so that has to go. That has to go for women, even the ones that go think that, okay, I'm going to the gym every day, nothing can happen. I have so many people in my group that that used to run every day, but they did not know where to draw the line. Yeah, so
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Know your body, know
know
where
your
to draw
body.
the line, be
Mm,
intentional about
yeah,
yourself. Like, I think we can't say that enough, knowing our body.
mm,
I feel like sometimes we forget, and I'm
yeah,
guilty, I wouldn't lie, right? We forget that we
mm,
don't have a spare. This
mm,
body, we don't have a spare. So even if
mm,
your destiny, for those of us who are people of faith, your destiny is
mm,
to live for 70 years, 80,
yeah,
100. But if this
mm,
body gives way before then, there's nothing God can do about it, right? And
yeah,
so just being
absolutely.
intentional about
Yeah.
how we care for our body and not
Mm,
just do it on autopilot, like you said,
mm,
and not copy what others are doing. Because it
mm.
works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for us. So
Same as
learning,
meditation, same as food. Same.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Learning yourself. I remember
Mm,
my coach would say you have to constantly enroll in the
mm.
university called you.
Yeah. Thank
And
you. Well
when you
said.
said that thing about different cells, is that
Mm,
we all generate new cells 7 years.
mm,
Every 7 years, your cells are fresh.
mm,
So that explains to me why maybe even if something like ginger was good
mm.
for your body 7 years ago, can you check again now if ginger is still good for your body? Because your cells have
Absolutely.
regenerated. So it's
Yeah.
possible that based on all the food you've ate, the way you've lived for the past 7 years, something has shifted in the way your cells operate now. So which
Yeah.
means if ginger was working before, it might not work again. And I
Yeah.
used to worry, like every time you see doctors come, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, they say egg is very good for all ages, blah, 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 blah. Now they have come again and say egg is not good, They'll be like, which one? Which one should we take? You get? But this explains it that our cells are constantly evolving. And so
Yeah.
we should be aware so that we
Mm.
know. So even if egg works before, how about now? Can you test and see? And I think the way you mentioned and the way you said you're doing it is really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Just to take note, okay, today, what did I eat? How did I
Mm.
feel after eating it? What kind of exercise did I do? How did I
Yeah.
feel after doing it? If it's not working for me, cancel. We try something
Yeah.
else until we find that thing that say, okay, yeah, this is where we are at. This is what
Yeah.
my level of stress is and all. And it's just so beautiful. So thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing. Thank
so
you
much.
for coming. Thank you for being a warrior. Thank you for fighting and for advocating for more people to fight.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, yes,
Bye,
yes.
EJ.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Gracie. Bye bye.
Yes, bye. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us at this pop-up conversation. We appreciate you. We thank you for the support. Thank you for sending in messages. For those of you who send messages to say, oh, I watch your show. You guys are doing well. We appreciate your words of encouragement. Please keep them coming. Keep them coming because we're encouraged by them. This is it. October is almost over. We are getting into November. And I mentioned yesterday on the show that we have some announcements to make. We're going to make them on our social media handle. But we have only one social media handle, basically as a group, right? But we'll share also on our personal groups. But you can check us out on Your Voice, Your Impact show on Instagram to follow up our announcements. The November is packed. We're going to have men all through talking to us from different angles, from different perspectives, talking to men's mental health, how men are leading, how men are showing up, how men, just want to hear from. So next month, we just want to hear from men, and it's beautiful. So let me just give you a hint of the announcement we have. So we are expanding. We are expanding as the show and as an organization. So we're going to have an extra host joining us, a male host joining us, so that we have a male perspective to our conversation. But also, we're putting words out for an intern. We need an intern to, join our team to help us expand our impact with this show. So if you know anyone, we're going to be putting out posts about that. So if you know anyone who could fit, you could help us share and spread the word so that they could be a part of our team. And let's continue to create impact together using our voices. Gracie, do you have anything to say before we call it a day today?
Nothing. See you on our next episode.
All right. So take care, guys. And thank you so much. See you in our next episode. Bye.